Hello everyone, my name is Jordan, also known as Scraps, and today I will be teaching you the Sharky's Growl. The Sharky's Growl is a different type of growl, mostly because it's only distorted to some extent. I'll play a little bit of a note for you to get the idea. Let's go a little bit lower. Let's go a little bit higher. So as you can tell, it's a very powerful synth. And although I'm going to play a little bit of a demo for you to get some more ideas of how you can manipulate the sound, and then I'll get started on teaching you guys the synth. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this blank Reason document is I'm going to show you the steps to create Sharky's synth. One of the things I would like to do is I'm going to set it to 3/4 and I'm going to set the BPM to 140. So that way we're working in the right set of ranges. I'm going to create a combinator, and inside this combinator I'm going to create a blank instance of Maelstrom. Maelstrom is perfect for getting those growls and the right types of sounds. So one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to hit my show programmer. I'm going to go to my Maelstrom, and I'm just going to use rotary 1 and rotary 2. For our rotary 1, we want to go to performance and choose mod wheel. And I'm going to rename my mod wheel. Actually, I'm going to rename my rotary 1 to pitch, and for the target, instead of mod wheel, just change that to pitch bend. For rotary 2, we want this to be fine tune D, aka D stands for distortion. Gonna bring that back a bit. Gonna set my rotary 2 to my shaper amount. Now I'm gonna hit the show programmer again because that's all we need to do with the fine tuning and routing. So I'm not going to change my polyphony or my portamento or range. I'm going to take my index to 12. I'm going to take my shift to -24. Actually, let me make sure this is the right. Yep, okay. So the first thing we're going to do is set our oscillator A to throat. And we're going to turn up the we're going to turn up the semitones to 5. I'm going to bring my decay all the way down, so about 16. And I'm going to route it to my shaper. Make sure shaper is on. The amount is about 30. We'll be changing this with a knob, so it doesn't really matter right now. The next thing we need to do is basically just master it. So as you can tell, we're kind of in the right ballpark. To get a more defined tune, we're going to have to take off filter A and filter B. Now, what we want to do is create two M-class equalizers. Where is my head today? I'm going to turn on low cut, P1 and P2. For my first parameter, I'm going to set the frequency to 130. Take the gain all the way down, the Q all the way up. Next, I'm going to select 2,239 kilohertz. Gain down, Q all the way up. And just turn on P1 for the second EQ. Take the gain all the way down, the Q all the way up. After this, we want to create a unison found in Studio Effects. I'm going to take my dry wet pretty much all the way down to about 12. And my detune voice amount, I'm going to change that to 4 instead of 16. After this, I'm going to go to my studio effects and create an Reason6.5.3 advanced reverb. For the preset, I'm going to choose all treetops. I'm going to take my dry wet down to 9 and my decay to 16. After this, I'm going to go to my line 6 bass amp found in Studio Effects. I'm going to turn on the compressor. And now what we want to do is add a little bit of distortion to our growl. So with this, I'm going to select Studio Effects and I'm going to choose my D11 foldback distortion. I'm going to take my amount all the way to 9 and my foldback distortion amount, I'm going to take that to 15. We want this to be very, very subtle, not to be overpowered. Although with this patch you can make it overpowered. After this, we're going to create a Scream 4 distortion unit. I'm going to bring the damage down to 36 and the type I'm going to set it to tape. After this, I'm going to turn up my P1 to 84 and my P2 all the way. I'm going to turn on body. I'm going to set my scale to 64 and I'm going to set my auto to 28 and I'm going to set it to type C. Now if you don't want any of the distortion, it's a little bit of subtle distortion, but it gives it the nice warmth. You can just take it off easily and it will still be quite as growly. After this, go to Studio Effects and choose an M-Class Maximizer. Take it off limiter, put release to slow, and actually put it to auto or fast. Auto or fast, not slow because it will hit the maximizer at a slower time than you need it to be. I'm going to turn on soft clip and change the amount to 127. And there you guys have it, your very own Sharky growl with a little bit of programming. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. There are going to be many more coming soon. I've been having incredibly bad luck today. I've spilled water on my keyboard and that didn't work for 2 days, so I'll try and put out as many videos as I can with the work schedule that I have. The only days I have off are Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I'll check you guys out a little bit later, and peace.